Hi. Do you advise people or you advise them? I repeat. Do you advise people or you advise them? One word pronounced in two different ways. Ladies and gentlemen, today I speak to you about intonation and stress in English. Intonation in English is the change in the tone in the pitch of your voice. Okay, is a rising and falling in the pitch of your voice as you speak. Now, stress is the same thing. Intonation comes about by stressing or de-stressing. In English language, we do a lot of stressing and de-stressing so we can get intonation. And stressing, intonation, and connected speech put together will give you a rhythm, and that gives you an accent. Okay, so how does intonation help us in detecting, first of all, the part of speech of a word, and if you like, the spelling of a word, because there are some words that sound the same but are spelled differently depending on whether they are verbs or adjectives or nouns. For instance, like the word I just used, advise. Okay, advise. Which one is correct? Do you say advise or you say advise? The thing is that both are correct, depending on whether you're using them as a noun or as a verb. So how is the noun form pronounced? The noun form, the word has two syllables. Okay, the first syllable ad and the second syllable vise. Okay, now let's see how we can use intonation to know without asking which one of them a person means if they mention the word in isolation. Okay, so if I came to you, let's say we're doing a spelling bee competition, and I say spell the word advise. Number one, spell advise. All right, spell advise. And number two, spell advise. Spell advise. You might think I'm asking you to spell the same words. I'm not doing so. Look at the first word. The first word has a first syllable going down. Advise. So first syllable goes down, second syllable goes up. So advise. Again, advise. That is the verb form of the word, and when you use the verb form, it is spelled with the letter S. The S, the vise, the S in the vise is the letter S and not the letter C. And so see once again, advise. Go and advise them. Say go and advise them. See, advise. When you de-stress a syllable, you pronounce it fast and with a low pitch. Advise. Okay, advise. Okay, advise. Okay, advise. Let's see the other one. And now I want to give you an advice. Okay, I want to give you an advice. 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 So in the noun form, which is spelled with the letter C, we see over here that the first syllable rather comes out. See, advise. Again, advise. Right? So in pronouncing words, you know that the first syllable is pronounced with a higher pitch. If the word is a noun, for instance, import. Again, import. Look at the verb form. Import. Import. But we brought some imports from London, right? Imports. And look at imports. That's the verb form. So in my subsequent videos, I'm going to give you some more examples of how these words are pronounced and of how intonation is and stressing, or let me say stress, is useful. And number one, pronunciation, and also determining the part of speech of a word, and lastly in determining the correct spelling of a word. Enjoy your day. Catch you once again.